Hey guys, Dadtries, and today I have a revisit of Oddment for you. So yesterday I actually posted a review of this game, and I tore it apart pretty hard. It was pretty incomplete. It really left a lot to be desired. And then actually, hours later, the developer and Chikai actually commented on the video and thanked me for the review and let me know that he had actually just released a pretty big update. And after looking at the patch notes and actually kind of having a little bit of back and forth with Anchikai, I decided, let's give it another look and see if this latest update makes the game worth the $4.49 that I paid for it. And I gotta tell you, originally when I bought the game, it was absolutely missing pieces, and now a lot of those pieces are there. They're in the game, but the game is still really hard. It is a grind at first. I will say that it starts off really slow. It is hard. It's unforgiving, and as you progress, then it becomes more of an exploration type game. So I think, and I'm sure, Anchikai, you're gonna watch this review. I really hope you do. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it's really an exploration game when you get to the later stages of the game. By that I mean probably coming up around 45 minutes of playtime, after you've really gotten all of the upgrades that there are to get in the game. You really start just kind of flying around and deleting blocks. It's actually pretty satisfying to go through and do that. Late game, that part is pretty fun, and you have to really pay attention to the little blurbs that the mining robot has above his head. So the game has a lot of mystery around it. You are intended to really go out and see if you can discover the secrets that the developer has hidden in the game. And I think that's the hardest part there. It took me a really long time. There are 3 distinct locations. It took me 6 hours to actually find all 3, even though there's hints as to where to find them. There's things in the game that kind of lead you on to believe that some upgrades are really necessarily needed, and you don't actually know why you really need each upgrade to be maxed out until the time comes, and then you really need the things to be maxed out. I still am yet to beat the game. It has been, again, I've got probably close to 7 hours into it now. It still needs controller support, I think. I've never developed a game in Godot, so I don't know how hard that is, but I would love to have it be kind of like a twin stick directional, like left stick controls, right stick aims my laser. I think that would be really handy. If you do need to walk away from this game, make sure you hit escape, because there is a little bit of residual fuel that will drain off. It's really not a huge deal late game, because you end up with like 5,000 fuel and your fuel efficiency is just so good you really don't notice it. But early game, if you walk away, just expect that you're going to start over, because you will lose all of your fuel. When I first reviewed this game, I couldn't find any modules. The structures that they spawn in were not on the map whatsoever. He has since fixed that, so that's a huge deal. And actually, there was technically no way to beat the game without those modules. You need the flight module. I don't want to spoil anything, because really a lot of this game is trying to figure out exactly where you need to be and how to get there. But the modules are a huge piece of the game, and without it, it was broken. That's since been fixed, and that's why it's the biggest reason why I'm coming back to reevaluate this game. Is it didn't feel fair for my review to be out there on the version of the game that I had played. I mean, granted, yes, I did spend money on it, and in its current state, my review was honest. And as of now, I mean, if I would have grabbed the game one day later, or just did my review a day later, honestly, I would have had a much different experience. So I wanted to come back and support Anchikai on his game, because he really did take the time to actually listen and not only receive what I had to say, but thank me for what I had to say. So I think taking that kind of punishment in a public setting right on the chin, and then saying, you know what, I mean, I fixed it, try it again. So here I am trying it again. I haven't beaten the game. I really tried. Honestly, I'm a little disheartened at this point, because there's one thing that really needs to change in the game at this point. I'm going to try again. I'm frustrated with it, but I will try again. I accidentally pushed the R key, and by default, the R key restarts your run. I was about an hour and 45 minutes in. I had found all 3 key locations, and I was just looking for the Eternity module. I still don't know where that is, but I think I'm onto it. But then I accidentally hit the R key, and it reset my progress. It restarts the game back to square one. And so I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but I definitely got my $4.49 out of it. Anchikai, I hope you keep going with this one. I think there's potential there. Another kind of final closing note, a couple things I would really like to see in this one to make it stand out. And again, I never made a game with Godot or any platform for that matter. But it would be really neat if, when I mine the blocks underneath the lava pits that were just added, awesome addition to the latest update, but when you mine those blocks, it'd be cool if the lava were to flow out. I don't know how hard it would be to add a gravity function, but I think games like Noida does it really well. I don't know if that would be over encumbering, but it'd be a nice little touch. But I mean, as it is, the exploration aspect, the challenging aspect, I mean, there's things to see in this. And at this point, yeah, if you want to sit and play kind of a casual, relaxing point-and-click game, sure. I think this one, at this point in development, yeah, $4.49, go for it. I still want to see what gets added to this game, so I'm going to keep watching it, and I'll probably keep coming back to it and checking for updates on it. I think what it's missing at this point, really, to get it to that next level is the progression system that comes along with roguelite games. It really needs something to reward you with and take to your next run after you finish a run. That way you can keep improving on your times or something. I'm not sure. It needs an end game, I think. I mean, I need to beat the game initially first before I think I can complain about the end game content, but I think that's probably where it needs to go next. But I mean, for $4.49, I mean, I've gotten my dollar per hour out of it, which is typically what I try and shoot for when I buy a game. So check this one out. I think Anchikai is an indie developer that's probably worth supporting. So there you have it. That's Oddment. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Here's what happens when you push R in your run.